Hi, this is Patterson for InsideBaseball.com. Today we're going to talk about throwing the cutter and the slider, two tremendous pitches. We're going to start off with the cutter. We all know about one pitcher who made a career out of it, and it's really, if you would say one thing, throwing the cutter might be the easiest of the three breaking pitches between curveball, slider, and cutter for a pitching coach to help you with. Because all it is basically is a fastball thrown with the hand slightly tilted. There are two or three different grips for this. One from your normal four-seam fastball grip. You can hold the middle finger very tight. Hold the first finger very loose. Now as you throw this, with this finger being tight, the ball will automatically cut to my left, your right. So with doing this, the ball will have a little cutting action. If let's say your fastball is 80 miles an hour, you would want your cutter at about 78. You don't want this to be a big velo difference. The other way you can throw a cutter is the same four-seam grip, and you can just kind of turn, cock your hand a little bit, and as you come through here, the biggest thing is making sure that the wrist stays firm. The firmer the wrist, the harder the ball is going to go. The more you move the wrist, the more the ball is going to be more like a slider, which we'll get to in a minute. But throwing the cutter here, slightly turned. There is one other grip with the cutter that I like throwing, and that is off the two-seam fastball. All I want here is I want these two fingers over the front seam, the thumb underneath on a seam, and you can see right from there how this hand is just slightly turned in. As I throw this, the ball will not come off the front of the fingertips. It will come off the side. And when it comes this way, it creates this spin and has the cutter effect. Throwing the slider, basically the same grip or any grip you almost want. A lot of people throw it across the seams, kind of call it almost like an X grip. Some people hold it the same way they did the cutter. Some people hold it the same way they throw a fastball, and all they do now is just work the fingers right through the ball. One of the keys at times that has helped is sometimes by putting the thumb a little bit on the side of the ball, it allows the thumb to come up the fingers a little quicker and easier and creates that slider spin. The slider would like to break at about this much and about this much tilt and depth to it, as opposed to the cutter right here. So the biggest difference between throwing the slider and the cutter is how firm the wrist is. So you want the tight cutter, firm wrist, the bigger slider, loose wrist.